this thing on? Is that hello? That's working. Okay. All right. That's over here. Here we are. Okay. Here we are. Let's go. I remember to turn on the lamp that doesn't help. Yeah. Um. What is this? I'm not about to read that. Uh. Yeah. Here we are. I don't know why that eye thing isn't here. I was going to do more eye thing. Um. I guess I closed it, which is classic, if you ask me. That's a dude's nip. All right, good for him. Um, buy now, pay later with rent. All right, whatever. Okay. Oh, hey, faces. Wait, maybe we do this. Do we copy? I don't know how to. We'll go with Shuvi. Shuvi's faces. Steal it. I'll be good. We'll learn. We're gonna learn today. Oh no, is it doing the thing? It's doing the thing. Why does it do this, man? What setting is this even? What if I press like that? Oh, hey, so that's zoom. Okay, that's kind of nice. That's... Wait, these are both zoom in, and that's zoom out. Okay, what does this do? Also zoom. What about this? That... Close the window? No. Okay. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Classic. Classic, classic, classic. Okay. All right. Well, I need to close this anyway because apparently, um, pen's on the wrong mode and I don't know how to get it off. So that's gonna go well. Oh, cool. It closed all of these windows as well, or minimize them rather. Let's get that going because I would like OBS up for monitoring purposes. All right. Okay. Hey, it's normal. I don't know what changes it. I don't know why. Also, what is going on with this fucking cable? Get out of here. Might have to move this. All right. I feel like this might be good for drawing perspective. Although, you know, I guess just because I think it looks right doesn't mean it is. So I could be copying someone who also doesn't know what they're doing, which would be kind of funny. I have noticed a lot of people seem to draw or like do sketches on like a gray background instead of white so that they can like white out parts and get easier perspective or shading rather. So I'm thinking maybe we start doing that. Problem is I don't know what shade of gray or really how to do that effectively. Okay, so they kind of go like that and then kind of like, man, why is this not just, this just looks so wrong. Am I too zoomed in or am I too zoomed out? Also, I was trying to look into canvas sizes to use, and literally no one has a good answer. I don't know. Like everything I saw was like, oh yeah, I recommend no larger than this because you probably don't need it, but no smaller than this because of this. And everyone's like amounts were different. if that makes sense. So it would be like, I recommend 10,000 by 10,000. I'm like, huh? Oh, I usually do like 2,000 or 3,000 by 2,000, or I usually do 4,000 by 4,000. And I'm like, well, what is it, guys? Like, I guess it's just preference and what you think you'll need. I'm drawing fucking Megamind. Oh boy. I really don't get it. Please. Oh my god. Oh no. Not the fucking Megamind, man. Alright. Let's see what we can pull off here. Should we zoom in? Hold on, let's use the button. No, I'm gonna change that button. Oh, it didn't even work, by the way. Alright. Probably gonna change that button anyway. Yeah, this definitely isn't right. But we're gonna do our best. Doesn't that kind of look like, what are those things called from Final Fantasy? The pig dudes? Moogles? Is that it? Poogles? Why does it kind of look like that? Alright. I think I'm gonna back out on what I'm doing right here, because I just don't think that's gonna work. I think maybe I'm gonna approach this differently. Is that on the monitor? It is. I don't know what that is. It's not good is what it really is here. Unless it's on this layer and I got it. Oh, it was... What? And then this one is on that layer, I guess. God damn it. Alright, alright, alright. Let's start with the eyes. That way we know how much space we need to draw around them. Maybe that'll help us. Okay. That is not quaved enough. Gotta get some curve in her, you know? That's too curved. That's alright. Because I think this will be easier to correct than that. Okay. These like incomplete, unfinished eyes are a good example of where I think they use a different color background than white. Because like, it makes it easier to tell where the eye finished. Even though it's usually like a very subtle line. Okay. Right. Let's give her a thick ass eyebrow, maybe. No, that's too low. I think I just drew the exact same thing. Cool. All right, let's do the ball. Let's draw our balls. You always got to draw our balls right. Otherwise, it's just not going to look good. How the fuck do you do this? I feel like that one's good, but it's like too small. I think overall what I'm doing is too small, isn't it? Zoom out a sec. It's so hard to tell. This is why I had been avoiding doing like zoom in stuff, because it's so hard to tell. Okay. That looks so fucking bad. I zoom out, it looks okay, but zooming in, that just does not work for me. We're gonna go with it for now. God damn it, dude. Okay, let's zoom out. Should we try the copy paste strat here? I don't think so. I don't know, maybe like the outer eye that would have worked. Interesting nose strat. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. I should really be naming these. Fuck. I have to make it the same size. Since I fucked this one up, I have to like redo everything. Okay. Fuck am I doing? What am I doing? All right. So now we gotta kind of like work this somehow. How? How do I do this? Look at the fucking dome. World's largest ear? Question mark? All right, forget the ear for now. Bro. Not ideal looking. Maybe I should get the mouth down first. You would think I would, but I didn't. I think we need to widen that to maybe something a little more like that. So that this can kind of come in like that. And then gonna do this. We're gonna get the ear in real quick if we can. Okay, the way they did the ears, they just connected it to the side of the face, which makes 0 sense. I don't think I've ever seen a person whose ear does that, but that's okay if yours does. I don't know what the fuck they did here, but we're just gonna spam lines like I think they also did. Okay. I gotta figure out a way to tilt this. I know I can just do this. I guess that's the answer. Right? And just kind of get that going a little better. And then we'll have to like remove the head and then we'll do it again. It's closer. I need to like undo the whole fucking thing. Maybe undo that part. Oh boy. I think that's gonna have to do for now. If I keep spending too much time trying to do it, I'm just gonna fucking erase it. Let's maybe try and fix this real quick. I forgot that was on a separate layer, but you know what? That actually is okay. We'll be okay with that. Okay. Zoom in a bit. I feel like this is okay for what we've got, but let's draw the mouth first. This is gonna be like the hard part. Okay. Uh-huh. So they went ahead and like just shaded part in here and like kind of did that. We'll trace back over that. Give it a little more. And then they gave her the old, well, this is why I should have done this on a separate layer. Now I have to carefully erase that. So they end theirs a little early. They ended on an up. I don't know if that really matters for perspective here. I do think what matters though is the fact that these are all pretty uniform in size and I need to start smaller, I think. Let's shrink the pen size. Let's get like real in there. You know, they start off small and get larger. I almost feel like it should be the other way around though, right? Shouldn't it? God, how do you fucking do this? I think this is where drawing on too small of a canvas is probably coming in. Because now I can't get the fine detail that I need. Right? I literally like halved my fucking pen size. And it's still not going to be enough because there's just like the pixels height is too off. That's on me. What if I just kind of do like that maybe? And then like that? Does that help at all? Okay. It makes it look like one of those fucking skeletons where like, you know what I mean? Like, uh, no, why is it so tiny? Oh, I shrank this, not the fucking, well, that explains why I fucked up. Yeah, I'm just drawing it like as goofy as possible, by the way. Huh? It's bro. All right. Get me back in there. It's a little better, I guess. Not really. Man, I love water. I should have just drawn this because I don't even have to draw the whole fucking face. Now I have to figure out which fucking one was the face. Like, or like the head. And try and pull that off. Bro. My bad. She's not supposed to look like that. Let's get her some dental surgery. Stop the swelling. She had to get a root canal. That's why it was so swollen. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. See what that neck do. It's definitely not right. What? What? What am I drawing? Guess this is supposed to be a bust. But I'm not even about to. Okay. Alright, we gotta figure out the head layer again. Because... There we go. I think we redo the ear entirely. Come down a little more. Can kind of go up and down and like that. It's not quite what I want, but I don't know that we can do any better. Is that the way an ear is shaped? I feel like that's the opposite, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like an ear is more like that. You know? Like, I don't know what this thing's called here. That thing. Doesn't everybody have those, though? I think it's supposed to, like, prevent things from going into your ear, like, head on. I bet that thing has some fucking scientific name. Okay. All right, let's try and de-megamine this person. Okay, that's worse. It's so flat, dude. If I stop roughly there, can we cheat? Like how, you know? I don't think this is gonna work. She's got a lumpy ass head. Shoot. Okay. Dude, how do you fucking draw a head? Huh? What? What? What layer is that? What is going on? Hello? What? I literally just drew this on the layer I was on. I'm losing it. What is that on? There we go. How the fuck did they do this? I don't understand it at all. Fuck it. We'll just send it. What do we think? How is that on a... This is on like 6 different layers somehow. And I swear I didn't do this. Something just always feels super off about these. What if I have to do so much. This is why you name your layers. Here's what I want to do and here's what I'm not going to do. I want to pull this part off here and move it that way. But I'm not going to do it because I don't know what all is in those layers or what layers they even are. I just don't feel like doing with it. Which is why you should name your layers and hopefully pray that they actually work. We're just going to ignore the problem now. So they drew like, I guess, like the outline to it, which is probably smart. Like they probably did the whole, you know, which I should really do, but I don't. All right. Should we invest? So how did they do this? I'm guessing they reduced the opacity and just did like a huge brush. Just kind of like, you know. Yeah, that looks stupid. It's definitely not what they did. What happens if I do it as is? Wow. What if I snap to? Maybe that's just too dark. Maybe that's why it looks so, well, probably plenty of reasons why it looks so off. How do I maybe select something a little lighter? That is kind of reddish. All right, that's not what we want. Try over here. Okay, that is not working. Oh my God, this is not working. This is definitely not what you're supposed to do. Fuck. I feel like we're on to something, but I don't know what that is. I guess maybe I just need a different brush. Is it time? kind of wishing this didn't have paint overlap, if that made sense. I don't know if there's a way to turn that off though, but this would probably be it if I didn't have the overlap. Like if it got darker, I need to figure out, I guess, how to turn that off. Because basically, I think, like I said, I think this is it. If I can just get rid of the fact that, like, when I do that and then do that, that part's darker. I want it to be uniform, but I don't know how to do that. But if we could get it uniform instead of darker, you wouldn't be able to see like where I start over and or mess up. Like I need to get rid of the pressure sensitivity as well, so again I can make it uniform. So let's look into the pen settings real quick. Is there anything I can do with this? No. Um, no. God damn it, dude. I'm gonna fucking lose it. What is this even over here? Okay, that is stuff there. Yeah, what I just feel like zoomed in, it doesn't look like anything, and that's kind of how you have to work on it. Like you have to really be up close and personal, to 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 look at things, right? Because if you zoom in, like none of this really looks very good. This doesn't look detailed enough. It's like, what is that? Like, okay, it resembles an anime-esque eye, but like there's nothing there. Even zoomed out, these aren't my best eyes, but you know what I mean? Like, zoomed in, this looks pretty shit, especially like how sloppy this line is. But if you zoom out, like the further you zoom out, the more it kind of just works. Is it good? No, but it surprisingly works. I'm cooked. Should we try another one? I don't know if I have another one in me. The problem is finding some like a reference to draw sometimes is quite difficult because like I've been trying to follow a bunch of artists on Twitter. Unfortunately, well, unfortunately, if I'm streaming it, it doesn't work out because most of them drop porn. Um, like this, I look at this, I think this is sick. This is apparently, uh, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna go with Cappy Wise Art, but this is their work, right? Looks fucking fantastic. Or but I I maybe think I could pull it off, but probably not. Like the hair looks just too complicated, and I definitely couldn't do the background. The like chest wrap thing also probably too difficult, right? Like this dude, there's no chance I can get like a fabricy look out of the shirt. That's not gonna get. Why are his cum gutters out? Bro, just buy a fucking bigger shirt. This guy's stupid. I feel like whoever's drawn this, it must have never worn a shirt that's too. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude's on steroids. Okay, wait a minute. All right, so this is some woman. I don't know who Jessica M is. That is honestly genuinely sounds like a bot name that would follow me, and they're trying to sell me like a logo or some shit. Or a VTuber model. Anyway, they tweeted, as a man, what's your excuse for not having physics like this? First off, I'm assuming this is rage bait, right? Because physics, I got physics like that already. But it's if not, maybe it's supposed to be physique. I don't really know. But it's like a really shredded, very lean man who's almost certainly is but isn't on steroids. Like I don't know. It's possible. It's probably not likely. He's at the very least most likely on testosterone and uh probably very dehydrated. Because to look like that and to be that lean uh is not very very comfortable. I don't know. It's probably like 10% body fat, which sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot. Um, Jesus. But the dude responding was like, Jessica, do you realize how busy I am leveling up my main in RuneScape? The audacity. Bro took the bait. I'm convinced for not having physics like this is bait. There's no way they made that mistake. Virtual pop star Hatsune Miku has released her own line of hot sauces, costing $18 a bottle. What? First off, these literally just look like they're the hot ones bottles, so whoever makes those probably just makes these, and it's probably just the same old fucking flavors. Second, what the fuck is that? All right, forget it. $18 a bottle? 18. I'm gonna get in the hot sauce business. $18 a bottle? Are you kidding me? Who's paying that? I don't even like hot sauce. Like, there's no way I'm paying $18 for it. Probably not even paying $5. Like, I get that shit on sale for $1 max. You know, that's the fucking, Dollar Tree buy of the day. You don't buy that shit. All right, we are okay. Wait, is that Kojima? Do we draw? Why do I keep seeing I play my card face down and end in my turn? First off, that's face down in defense mode. All right. Second, what the hell? Stop ending your turn. Don't you have any trap cards or something to play? Like, fuck. Unbelievable. Oh, shit. Finally, something I probably can't draw, but I should draw. I don't know what this is, but I should learn this, shouldn't I? I think it's like sword poses. I don't know who's posing like that with their sword. That first off, that blade is way too close to your body like that. I mean, I'll allow this one because you might have it flat side, but also let's face it, it's probably not actually sharp on the sides. Like it's kind of more of a blunt instrument depending on the sword type. Uh Usually you're probably just stabbing people with it. Uh, you have to understand that if you're in a sword fight in medieval times, your opponent's also wearing armor. It doesn't matter how fucking sharp the edge is. You want it to be pointy. Like, most likely, the edges probably aren't even that sharp. It's probably just like a wedge. I can't imagine. Like, if you've ever seen, like, movies where they're, like, slicing through armor and whatnot, I doubt that, like, a medieval, like, the standard sword you think of. Fuck. Oh, God. Like that, this edge probably isn't very sharp. This and here is probably extremely sharp and pointy. I'm not saying this isn't sharp. Like, it's probably like you slash with it, it'll cut type of deal, especially someone without armor. But that's also largely due to the fact that it's a solid chunk of fucking metal that you're swinging with great force, and it's like sharp enough. It's kind of similar with axes. Like, you don't really actually want a really fine point on an axe, uh, because that's just going to chip or break or roll. You want it to be, Jesus. Here we go. You want it to be more like that than like that, if that makes sense. All right, hold on. I need to change everything. We need to evolve. All right. Do I own an axe? I don't think I do. I should get one. I don't know what I'd do with it. They're just cool, okay? When the apocalypse comes, I'm so fucking ready. All right. We're gonna call this Baldy, but she's not caped, so it's not caped Baldy. Um, let's just get a blank one so we're not fucking with that anymore. All right. My okay. I guess because this is background, I must have erased. What is going on? What is... I'm gonna freak out. What if I just type 10? There you go. All right. So let's call this an edge. You would probably want something like that over something like that. I know that seems very similar, but like you would want something thicker, like wider, because the thinner is going to be more brittle. Right? So the thinner the edge is, the more likely it's going to be to break. And with like something long like a sword, first off, it's probably gonna have to be a less hard steel to begin with. Um, so it won't even hold an edge very long. Like you hit something with it once. I mean, shit, you hit any, you actually cut through someone. If you cut into a human, your edge is gone on literally any metal, most likely. Bone is immensely hard. uh it's gonna look like that after you use it. So there's not really a huge reason to go super thin. I don't know why am I doing this? I can just fucking do this. Anyway, let's try and draw this. But my point was it wouldn't really be that big a deal to do that. Like this doesn't really make sense because you're like leaning back and like have it against your leg here where like you potentially could slice your leg. But if you have it like flat side and like pointing away from you, there's not a huge risk unless it's someone else intervenes. I probably personally wouldn't put it right next to my neck just because, again, even though it's probably not that sharp, the same reason like here, why would you do it? You're gonna fucking slice some tendon. Now, something more like a katana probably does have a longer like slicing edge, but they're generally also pointed because once again, your opponent is probably a samurai who is armored. Like, I mean, realistically, I imagine you're probably not even using your katana. You're probably using a spear if you're fighting like in a normal war scenario. Because why the fuck would you want to be close enough to use a katana? You'd be an idiot. It's more of a last ditch weapon, I feel like. I mean, any sword really is. My God, if you don't want to be on the front lines, you know? All right, let's practice whatever the fuck's going on here. Because it's probably something I should do. She pregnant? Like, what is this? What is this? Sort of like in zombie apocalypses. I feel like you wouldn't want, like, okay, I get carrying like a machete or something, but also you wouldn't want to because they're still gonna have like bones. And that's just gonna destroy the blade. Like you'd be better off with like a metal baseball bat, I think. It would also probably stick in them. Look, all I'm saying is I'm not fucking putting a sword like this next to my fucking anything. Not a real one anyway. What? Wait, what is... you know what? Fuck it. I put lanyards on my knives. Dude might have a lanyard on his fucking sword. Personally, I'm not tying a sword to my wrist though, because if I can't hold on to the sword, it's just gonna weigh me down. Like that's heavy enough that I wouldn't want to hold on to it. Okay. So this is clearly very, very sloppy. So what happens now if I just make a new layer, and we try and go over it? No. What did they do? What if I do the same thing here, and then like that maybe, and then kind of like come down, and then like kind of, you know, hit him with it. Hit it, Fergie. And then kind of hit it like that, and then kind of like, you know. Okay. All right. I see we're avoiding drawing hands. I can agree with that. Okay. Let's just try and do like a little smoother of a hand. So those are just kind of bubbles, you know. Some thingy practice going. How the fuck do you draw a hand? Does anyone know? I don't think anyone does know, for being honest. I think all hands are AI generated at this point. What if I just look at my own hand? Yeah, that's a hand. Oh, fuck, I'm on eraser. Oh, well. It's kind of a fist. I don't know. Alright. I feel like this didn't work out very well. Let's try a different one. So this one's kind of like looking up. I don't know that this is doing anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to, but I don't feel like what I'm looking at makes a whole hell of a lot of sense here. What if I just draw that? I don't know. I feel like I can't get a good, like, what if I just draw circles over and over. I need the consistency. Okay, that's a little better. I have to do the opposite of what I naturally want to do. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So sassy. What? So I get that the body is supposed to be like chest, right? And then like back there. What? Huh? That's not comfortable. All right. Yeah, there is way too much twist in that spine. This bitch need to go to hospital. Jesus. Whatever. So like the You know what? Hold on. No, I'm on the wrong fucking keyboard. Or on the wrong thing. Oh no, okay, it's not chest forward for it. It reminded me of the Flanders nothing for all thing. But I guess he is just sticking out his ass, but not quite pushing his chest out front. Like he's not twisted up like this where his spine um goes and like apparently does no, say it ain't so. Okay, there we go. But yeah, his spine. So here's his ass. He goes like that, and then his chest is facing that way. But on this, the ass is like here, and then like spine goes like this. Or no, 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 no. That's generous. The spine goes like this, right? Because the chest is facing this way, but the stomach is facing that way. And then like the ass is facing that way. And then like the hips are facing that way and that way. Like what? Also, does this even have balls? What the fuck? Oh my god. Balls and tits. Let's go. Somebody's gonna love that. But I'm not drawing it because I can't. I don't like this doesn't make sense to me. So I have a really hard time doing this. Be, I mean, unless this isn't a tit. Is that not a tit? All right, let's keep going with it just to see what we can pull off. 'Cause I know it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. Okay. And then I guess we're gonna end a little before the thing. But there's their ass. There's other ass cheek for some reason. It like juts out. There's their balls for some reason. Don't ask me. So then there's this. There's their leg. What? This makes so little sense. I know I'm not like on point with this, right? They're more like I need to like redirect it a little bit that way. But like they have like a tit here and a tit here, you know? It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. I know that it's supposed to be stylized, like I get that. But that just makes it really hard for me to understand. And maybe I don't have to understand it, but so let's draw the spine. So here's the neck. There's the spine apparently, right? But the shoulders are here. And then like the hips are there. And there has to be like a degree of turn that's like this somewhere in the spine. I mean I would guess like right there. But like it's too severe. That's like that's like stretching. You know what I mean? Like that's not like a pose where you just like pose up. You gotta like go for it. You gotta, you know? It's a bit too much. Better than what I can do. Let's be honest. Sketch wise, it's better than anything I can do, and it's very stylized. I'm not saying it's like bad or anything, but Jesus Christ, that's gotta hurt the fucking spine. Like to have your hand on your back and like have your chest face the same direction as like your hip bone, but like instead of instead of being parallel, right, as it should be. One of them's like that, and then the other one's like that. That don't work. Some's not right. It's not comfortable. Like drawing it like this, it makes it look like it makes sense because these kind of work out. But the reality is, actually, I'm not gonna bother erasing that. This is more like that. I just fucked this up. Or I guess realistically, it's probably like that, right? And you're just looking at it, so like you can't see that axis except for the dot that it is. So like, if you were to turn that, what, 180 degrees? Is that right? No, 90 degrees, right? So you were to go like that, then you would get the look of it, right? If you were like making a skeleton out of wire or something, I don't know. This is getting out of hand. Get me out of here, dude. Get me out of here. We'll just call that I don't know poses, and we'll move on because this is scuffed. Scuffed as fuck. Get me out. I don't know why I got so caught up on that one. 1,000 bad sleeps upon. Is that moving? Did that picture just change? She picking her nose? What the fuck? Alright, you know what? Give me out. Give me a. Here we go. We're drawing a knife. We're gonna speed sketch a knife. We're having too much trouble finding something reasonable. Something in my skill level that doesn't confuse the hell out of me. This is. What is this called? Oval Moon, I think? The Boker Plus Oval Moon. This is a hollow grind that is a chisel grind. I think I've shown this one before. So basically, there's some curve on one side and it's flat on the other. So flat on one side, edge on the other is a chisel grind, and this one is curved, so that's a hollow grind. This is, I guess, technically a non-locking knife. It is held, the handle holds together with magnets. Kind of opens and closes like a very standard butterfly knife in a way, but like not really. Anyway, this is basically a glorified box cutter. Let's just try and do some speed sketch on this guy. Have I drawn this one before? I don't think so. You know, a bit longer than I wanted. Sometimes it's too much, you know. You're telling me this is a sheep's foot? This blade shape is a sheep's foot, by the way. I don't care if nobody agrees. That's what I said it is. This is somehow my least favorite blade shape. I don't know. There's something kind of boring about it. But it's one of my favorites in that it's kind of super useful. Like visually, it doesn't do the same thing as like a Bowie or a clip point. For me. Like there's something just super cool about those. Bowie. Which I think is just like a modified clip point, if I'm not mistaken. Just usually more dramatic. Super satisfying to look at. I don't know what it is. My brain, my neurons activate. Anyway, I think I drew this backwards somehow. This part here is supposed to be less steep, and that part's supposed to be more steep. I don't know how I fucking pulled that one off, but I think I'm just gonna go with it. How is it like slowly getting wider? Hey, we did it. I don't know if that's right. How's it going? Oh, you got an airbrush. Whoa. Airbrush, huh? First buy a new desk and airbrush here. Oh, you're gonna paint miniatures. You know, I always assumed you would do like a very tiny like paintbrush for miniatures. Can you do fine enough work with an airbrush? I don't know airbrushes. I don't know anything really, if we're being honest. But congratulations on the airbrush, and hopefully your miniatures come out well. What kind of miniatures? Warhammer? I know that's like I know that's the most popular, right? Like that's the one that I know, you know. Two, and those are 132nd and 145th. You know what? I'm thinking of miniatures like that, but I guess you can have miniature everything, right? Like if I really want to think about it, like train people, those are miniatures. F-35 and F-22. Ah, jets. Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking like, oh, I mean, maybe not necessarily what most people think of, but Hot Wheels are miniatures, you know? I know most people don't paint them, I don't think. But like small cars are miniatures. And I'm hitting my mic, so I'm moving it. I mean, I guess even if you were painting, an airbrush would be good, right? Like to not necessarily do fine detail work. Again, I don't know how detailed you can get with them, but I guess it would be good for like, you know, a huge base layer of gray on a jet. And then maybe you put like a stencil and you can airbrush over that and do like a pattern or camo or something. And then you do a primer through it as well. Fine lines, really. Yeah, I guess that would be the stencil thing too, right? Like, I mean, if you don't have a steady hand, although it's miniature stencils, you'd probably need like, what would you use? Maybe like a vinyl cutter, like a small vinyl cutter, so you can cut out shapes. Because it'll be too small to use like painter's tape and eyeball it. You'd probably have to like go into CAD or something and actually model it. Oh, you need some tape. Here I am overthinking how it could. I mean, you can just use some tape. That's what a normal human being would probably do. I was just thinking of like how you can do it the most refined possible way. For some reason, I'm thinking like you go through the trouble of buying the miniature, getting all the equipment. I figured you'd go like this step further and get like a, you know, like a stencil printing system, 3D print it. I don't know. Actually, wait, if you have a 3D printer, then you need the knife. That's true. I'm a big fan of knives though, so that wouldn't do anything for me. I'd probably already have it. That's definitely not the shape I'm looking at. You have one in school? Yeah. Yeah. What's school gonna do if you start printing? Oh, come on. You start doing it there, then taking it home. They can't stop you. They probably can, actually. And they probably will. Well, you can just use it when you want. That's kind of nice. No, I'm expanding too fast. Please. That is not a consistent line. Hold on. All right, all right, all right. There we go. Should we be lazy? It's perfect. You know, I call that lazy, but I really should use stuff like that more often because it's going to start turning out well and then I'm going to get used to using it, you know? All right, do we try shading strat? That is too damn much. Undo that. Okay. And then we can zoom in. Zoom in. I said zoom in, please. And then we can clean it up. It's not working. Let's go. You're gonna go sleep now. Good night. Oh, have a fantastic night. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. I hope you enjoy your airbrushing. Thanks for being here. Congratulations on getting it. What a treat. Snedlep. This isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still like a lot of extra work. The hope is that this shows off that there's like a change in the depth because of the grind. All right, so if we zoom out, I don't like it. Fuck. No. Why is it so stupid looking, man? No. No. All right, we're gonna live with it though because I'm fucking lazy. Haha. Okay, hear me out. What if we do this strat? You know? Okay. That's not quite what I had in mind, but it's what we did. I think part of my problem with this is that it's very inconsistently shaded in. I'm assuming that was like a pressure thing where like I was just pressing at different heights. I need to like maybe I'll set these so that there's like a pen setting switch where it changes the pressure sensitivity. If that's possible. I'm asking for a lot here. Um I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way I can get this diamond pattern on there. I don't really know how I would draw this. Because it's like, for one, it's 3D. I wonder if the play is to do this. Okay. Probably not. Hold on. Can we do this? Wait, what the fuck am I doing? I'm so stupid. No. There we go. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay. And then, so we have a diamond. And we need to zoom in. Try and get that going. And let's switch to that. Let's do the strat. reduce pen size. Right? And then, well, if we do the whole thing, actually. Nope, too hard. So now this side will still be darker. Okay. And then we'll switch to white to lighten a little bit up here. So that two of the quadrants are gonna be different shades on this side, and these will be closer to the same. We're gonna try and like... Can I like add some white maybe? Get that like glare. All right, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and X that, and then V it. I know that's crazy. I know. Hello? Okay. So now we're gonna move this into place. I'm gonna shrink it. I don't know that I'm gonna go through with like all of this. If I Control C, Control V that. And now I can grab both of those. Control C, Control V. And then I can move that. And then it's interesting, it didn't do both. Okay. What if I merge these? Can I merge in this? Does anyone know how to merge? So now those should all be one. Okay. This is kind of just like a concept. I don't know that this is something I want to repeatedly do. Okay. And then I can just go ahead and erase the one that's here, right? I can. We're evolving. So now if I Control C, Control V again, in theory, okay, Control C, Control V. I know there's some overlap, and that definitely makes those like stand out, but I'm really lazy, and I don't feel like changing that right now. Let's change the pen size on this so it's not too wackadoodly. Okay. Do I want to do this all the way down? I don't think so. This is just like a good test, I feel like. So let's go ahead and take all of these. No. Why won't it let me select them all? We're gonna once again merge. Okay. Zoom out. What do we think? Is this worth doing? I feel like it works for a 2D image, but looking at it, I don't know if this is the play. It kind of reminds me of when anime do that thing where they're like in something plaid, or there's something like plaid or with an intricate design on it, and like the skirt or the shirt or the jacket or whatever will kind of like, fuck, what, I'm on white, there we go. It'll kind of like go like that, and the pattern on it will be like that or something, and like it will then change and it'll be like that, and the pattern left will be like that, right? Instead of like actually putting like movement into it, if that makes sense. Like the pattern will stay where the pattern is no matter where the fabric moved, because it's just like a green screen effect, if that makes sense. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. And it's okay. Like it works given that I suck. But it's not quite what I think I want here. I don't know. I think we might stop what we're doing just because it's a pretty big undertaking for what I don't think is going to pay off. Actually, let's just undo all those. I think we can do that. I don't know. You know what? I guess we'll go because this is exponential, so we should just be able to Control C, Control V, right? And now we can just switch that around. Oh, but you know what? We can't because these are directional. Unless I flip it. They're still two directional. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we've got some cleanup to do. We're going to start with this. Move to that. All right. I don't know. I just really hate to leave things kind of unfinished. We'll see how this goes, though. What if we instead do maybe just this? How's that going to look? Come on, dude. You know, we might be able to get this in very cleanly. Damn it. Well, that's just going to have to do, I guess. Hold V. It's so fucking off center. Oh no. No, I need this. Control C, control. No, I shouldn't have done that. Ah. Okay. What if I just like, you know? Did that do anything? I don't think that did anything. I have to merge these all first. Okay. All right. This isn't even good. Like, why did I do this? Oh my god, there's so much to do. What have I done? It's kind of giving me anxiety. All right, here's the plan. We're going to just do all of it as we can. And then we're going to merge them all. And then we're going to erase what needs to be erased. What do we think? Is that crazy? Sounds crazy to me. And I would know because rats make me crazy. Because I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. The anxiety. Oh no. The anxiety is real. Oh no, it so doesn't line up here. Oh no. No. Oh god. Don't look at it. Oh, there's so many places where you can tell like, oh god. I messed up and like okay, forget all that. We're just gonna start the merging. No, why does it do that, man? I'm clearly clicking. I'm clearly tapping exactly where I want it to go. Fuck it, you know what? Let's merge as many as we can at a time so that we don't keep losing merge progress. Okay. We're done. Finally. So now we're not like done, but we're done with the merge. So now we can go ahead and erase a lot of this. Is there a faster way to do this? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. My anxiety. All right. So now we'll try and solve this by just quickly doing this. Control C, Control V. No. Fuck. No. All right. We knew it was coming. Uh, well, and I didn't even finish the thing. Overall, outside of the fact that I fucked up the pattern, that doesn't look that bad, does it? Almost looks like houndstooth. Like if we completely forget this half of the handle, you know what I mean? Like from here on, this doesn't look that bad. Is it perfect? No, but you know what? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. I think I have drawn this now that I'm thinking about it. We're about to find out. Guess not. Uh, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and get off for the well, not for the day. I'll be back later tonight, probably on Ark or Borderlands or something. But thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, whatever the fuck happened here. It's scuffed. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. But until then, have a fantastic day and bye.